May 1945. The war in Europe is over. The Third Reich has collapsed into smoke, rubble, and mass graves. Berlin is a corpse. Hitler is dead. The banners are torn down. The machinery of conquest that once stretched from the Atlantic to the gates of Moscow has ground itself into dust. And in an American military detention facility in occupied Germany, a German general sits alone in a cell, waiting to die. His name is Johannes Blaskowitz. He is not young. Not old. Just worn down, hollowed out by 6 years of war and a lifetime of obedience. He has commanded armies. He has held cities. He has signed orders that moved men and machines across continents. He has also written reports, 17 of them, documenting mass murder committed under German occupation. Reports that were ignored. Reports that changed nothing. For 72 hours, Blaskowitz has prepared himself for execution. He has no illusions. He knows what the Allies have found. The camps. The pits. The documents. The photographs. He knows what men wearing the same uniform he wore did in Poland, in the East, behind the front lines. He knows he kept serving anyway. When the door opens, he does not look up immediately. He expects boots. Shackles. A sergeant reading charges. Instead, silence. Then footsteps. Measured. Heavy. Confident. Blaskowitz raises his eyes. 3 stars gleam on the collar of the man standing in the doorway. Ivory-handled revolvers hang from his hips. The figure fills the frame of the cell door like something out of myth or nightmare. General George S. Patton, Jr. Patton steps inside. And then, without a word, he snaps to attention. The salute is perfect. Parade ground sharp. Held for 3 full seconds. Long enough that everyone in the hallway understands this is deliberate. Blaskowitz's breath catches. This makes no sense. This is not how victors treat defeated enemies. This is not how war criminals are greeted. This is not how history is supposed to work. Patton lowers his hand. General Blaskowitz, he says evenly. You will be moved to officer quarters immediately. You have been assigned an aide. You will have bathing facilities. Blaskowitz stares at him, stunned. He has spent 3 days preparing to be shot. Sir, he manages, his voice cracking, I don't understand. Patton studies him for a moment. His face is exhausted, lined, older than the man's years suggest. You are a general officer, Patton says. You will be treated as such until a court determines otherwise. I am your enemy, Blaskowitz says quickly, desperately. I killed American soldiers. Patton's jaw tightens. You fought for your country, he replies. I fought for mine. A pause. I respect that. Respect. The word hits Blaskowitz harder than any accusation. He had braced himself for hatred. For revenge. For moral condemnation from men who had walked through camps and seen what Germany became. He was not prepared for recognition. I honor warriors, Patton continues. Politics is for politicians. He turns to leave. Then stops. Your aide will escort you in 10 minutes. Officers mess at 1800. The door closes. It does not lock. Blaskowitz sits motionless, staring at the open doorway, his hands trembling. This is worse than execution. Because execution would have allowed him to die as a criminal. This forces him to remain human. The hot water in his new quarters steams softly. He has not bathed properly in months. His uniform, stripped of insignia days earlier by nervous American soldiers, lies in a filthy heap on the floor. He scrubs himself methodically, watching the grime swirl down the drain. The mirror shows a body thinned by hunger and stress. Old shrapnel scars. Sleepless eyes. He picks up the razor. His hand trembles. He sets it down. Not yet. The civilian clothes his aide delivers fit well enough. Grey trousers. White shirt. A jacket. He looks like an academic. Not a general. Not a man awaiting judgment. At the officers' mess, conversation dies when he enters. Allied uniforms fill the room. American. British. French. Men who have spent years fighting Germany. Eyes follow him. A British colonel stares at him with naked hatred. Blaskowitz straightens his spine. This, he understands. Then Patton enters. The room snaps to attention. Gentlemen, Patton says, waving them down, this is General Blaskowitz, formerly of the German army. He will dine with us tonight. An empty chair sits beside Patton at the head of the table. A challenge. A British colonel explodes. This is an outrage. Patton's voice turns lethal. Colonel, if you have objections, take them to Eisenhower. Otherwise, dine elsewhere. The colonel storms out. No one else speaks. Blaskowitz walks the length of the room and sits. Food is placed in front of him. Real food. The smell makes his stomach twist. Patton eats calmly. You commanded forces in Poland in 1939, he says. Yes. You filed reports against the SS. Blaskowitz freezes. I did. 17 of them, Patton says. You were ignored. Yes. Most officers didn't report anything. Blaskowitz lowers his eyes. I did not do enough. No, Patton says quietly. You didn't. The words land cleanly. No cruelty. No absolution. You will testify, Patton continues. You will tell the truth. After that, courts will decide what you are. Why? Blaskowitz whispers. Why show me this courtesy? Patton leans back. Because if we become monsters to defeat monsters, then they win something even in defeat. The room is silent. Finish your dinner, Patton says, standing. Tonight, you are an officer in custody of the United States Army. That night, Blaskowitz cannot sleep. Respect. The word crushes his chest. He had once believed in honor. In the warrior's code. In duty divorced from politics. Patton has shown him the flaw in that belief. Over the following months, Blaskowitz testifies. He recounts the reports. The shootings. The deportations. The ignored pleas. The decisions not made. He admits what matters most. That he stayed. That he chose career over conscience. That he told himself obedience was virtue. At Nuremberg, cameras roll as he says the words aloud. I was afraid. Not of death. Of losing himself. And in that fear, he enabled evil. When it ends, he is not condemned. He is released into administrative custody. He catalogues documents. Translates reports. Builds the historical record of how genocide became bureaucracy. And every day, he understands more clearly what Patton did to him in that cell. He did not forgive him. He did not excuse him. He showed him the man he should have been. In February 1948, Johannes Blaskowitz makes his final choice. He leaves letters. He takes his father's razor. The cut is clean. History debates him. Resistor. Complicit. Both. But one thing is certain. The most devastating punishment he ever received was not a sentence. It was a salute. A reminder of honor, given too late, by an enemy who still believed in it. And that recognition destroyed him. Because sometimes the cruelest thing you can do to a man who failed is to remind him of who he was supposed to be.